Hey y'all, welcome back to At the Table. So today we're going to be making a delicious dessert, a strawberry poke cake, and then something lighter for the summer. So a lemony pan-fried chicken with a strawberry and spinach walnut salad. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and start with our cake. So we want to measure out our flour. You need 3 cups of flour. And the best way to measure your dry ingredients like this is to use the scoop and swoop method, as I like to call it. So you scoop in your flour using a spoon into your measuring cup, like so. You kind of want to overfill it. And then you're going to use the flat edge of, an icing spatula or the back of a knife, and you're just going to tap it to even it out. And then scoop off or swoop off the excess and then pour it in. All right, so I've already got 2 cups in there. I also have 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and then I'm going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All right, and then we're just going to sift that into a bowl. All right. And I really didn't explain myself, but the reason you use the scoop and swoop method is that ensures that there's no air pockets or too much dry ingredient in the measuring cup. So that helps it to be a little more accurate. All right, so you've got your dry ingredients. We're going to set those aside. In another bowl, you need 6 eggs, and before we start working with the eggs, we're going to, in a small pot, melt 1 stick of butter along with 1 cup of milk. So you just pour that all in, and I would turn this on medium-low, because you don't want to boil the milk. That would be bad. Into your bowl of eggs, you're going to add 2 cups of sugar. So that's 1. And 2. This is a great recipe to invite kids in to help you, because they can absolutely do the mixing. I'm going to grab my mixer. And what we want to do here is we want to mix the sugar and the eggs together. The sugar and the eggs are mixed. Now we're going to add in, if I can find it, 4 teaspoons of lemon extract, sorry. And I'm using a 1/2 teaspoon here, so it's going to look like I'm adding an extra. I'm not. All right, got our lemon extract in. And next, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Mix that together really quick. Good, that's all set. I'm going to finish melting our butter here because you want to melt that down. Make sure you preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So while I get the butter melted and mixed in with the eggs, we're going to take a quick break and we'll see you back.
Looking for training that leads to a high-demand, high-paying career? Bladen Community College can help you get there. Enroll in our welding program and gain the skills and expertise needed to excel in the industry and secure a successful future. Explore our HVAC program, where you will learn to install and service energy-efficient systems to keep homes and businesses comfortable year-round. Learn more at bladencc.edu or give us a call to get started today.
Hey guys, Sydney and Jesse here from At the Table.
Are you enjoying the show?
We want to hear from you. We have a quick survey where you can tell us things you've learned, recipes you've tried, and how the show has impacted you. You'll be entered into a grand prize drawing. Check out our link or scan the QR code for more info.
Thank you for tuning in and cooking with us at the table.
Great communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
Hey guys, we're back. So I finished melting the butter and warming the milk. We're going to slowly add that into the egg mixture. So you want to have your mixer or your hand mixer on about medium. You're just going to slowly drizzle this in. And then you're going to mix until this eggy mixture is lighter in color and really fluffy. So now that that is mixed up, we're going to add the flour, our dry ingredients, in about 4 batches. So you want to do this about a cup at a time. And mix this on low. You don't want your flour to go flying everywhere. If you had a stand mixer, this would be even easier. You wouldn't have to stop mixing every time. We're going to do this in 3 batches, even better. That's mixed. Take your beaters out. And then into a 9 by 13 pan, you're going to make sure you spray that with baking spray. I like to use the one that has the flour in it. That just helps it release a lot better from the pan. Take a spoon or spatula and pour the batter into the pan. There we go. All right, so just kind of smooth out the top if there's any lumps, and then you can place this into your oven, and you're going to bake it for about 30 minutes until it's golden brown. After you do that, you're going to take about 2 pounds of strawberries. You're going to add 1/4 cup of sugar to the strawberries, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Once you get that added in, you're going to give it a quick stir to toss and coat those berries with sugar. And you're going to let them set aside for 30 minutes, because then that sugar is going to pull the juice from the berries and give you a nice syrup at the end. All right, those are all nice and coated. We're going to take a quick break, and whenever we come back, we're going to get started on our lemony chicken.
Hey guys, this is Frankie with Owens Home Furnishings. Did you realize we sell custom sofas? We have almost 1,000 fabrics and hundreds of different styles.
Did you know that Owens Home Furnishings has a sleep retreat mattress gallery?
Did you know here at Owens Home Furnishings, we sell and install Mohawk flooring and do free estimates?
Did you know that Owens Home Furnishings has free in-town delivery?
Small, local, and family owned. Why would you shop anywhere else? Come see us at Owens Home Furnishings.
If you're a small business owner or prospective entrepreneur, the Bladen Community College Small Business Center is here to help you. They offer free seminars to help you start or grow your existing business, and one-on-one counseling and assistance is available if needed. They can also provide you with community and statewide resources. Best of all of these services are free. Let the Bladen Community College Small Business Center help you turn your dreams into reality. Contact the Bladen Community College Small Business Center today.
Hey guys, welcome back. So we've got the strawberries over there marinating. We're working on the chicken for the lemon creamy feta chicken. There's all sorts of goodness in here. So you have 1 pound of chicken cutlets. You want to make sure that you dry those off, pat them dry, season both sides with salt and pepper, and then you're going to cook them in a skillet over medium-high heat for about 5 to 6 minutes per side. You want a nice crispy golden edge there. All right, those just need a few more seconds. Try not to bother them while you're cooking. I know it's very tempting to lift them up and look, but trust me, trust the process, just let it do its thing. While we're letting that cook, we are going to put together our spinach, strawberry, avocado, and walnut salad. So I have here about 3 cups of spinach. And to that, I'm going to add some sliced strawberries. So you just put the sliced strawberries in, It's a very simple, easy salad. Minimum effort. But it's packed full of all sorts of good things, from the spinach, the strawberries, the avocado. You're getting good, healthy fats there. I'm going to put in some very thinly sliced red onion. Put those around. And here you can do as much or as little as you'd like. A couple more slices there. And then the avocado. I have just taken and halved an avocado and scored it, you know, both ways, lengthwise. And then you just use a spoon to scoop it out. And you have these nice little chunks that you can just kind of spread around on the salad. There we go. You want to stick to the spoon. All right. Before we add our last ingredient, I'm just going to flip the chicken. And you know your meat is ready to be flipped whenever it easily lifts off the pan. And let those continue to cook. So the last thing we have to do here with our salad is add our toasted walnuts. This is just like toasting the sesame seeds. You just put them into a small skillet over medium-high heat, and you keep moving them around until they become fragrant. And just sprinkle them over the salad. And this is about 2 tablespoons of walnut pieces. All right. And there you have a very simple, easy, very nutritious salad. You can put a very light vinaigrette on this, and that's easy to make. Just combine olive oil, vinegar, some spices, but don't drizzle it on there until you're ready to eat. So let's set this aside. I'm just going to check on the chicken. So one of the ingredients for the chicken is some chopped basil. So what I've done is I've just taken a few basil leaves and I've placed them on top of each other, stacked them. And then I'm going to roll them like so. And then you just want to chop. And that gives you nice, neat, pretty little ribbons of basil. Okay. So there you go, see, pretty little ribbons. And we'll set that aside. I'm going to check to see if our chicken is done. Your chicken needs to be 165 degrees whenever you check it. Almost done. All right, let's move back on to the berries. So we have our berries here, and they should at this point have a juice at the bottom, and they do. So this is good. Just give it another quick stir. And from here, you're going to remove 3 cups of the berries and set those aside, and then the remaining berries and juice you're going to add to a food processor and add 1 packet of unflavored gelatin to that and mix it up. So I'm going to take out my berries and get them into the processor, and we'll see you back in just a few minutes.
When we're connected, American communities thrive. As the internet connects more Americans every year, access to robust and reliable broadband is more important than ever for rural communities. The Universal Service Fund enables affordable, high-quality broadband, improves healthcare outcomes with access to telehealth options, gives children the education for a bright future, and allows business growth and job creation. The Universal Service Fund is expanding and sustaining connectivity for all, because when we're connected, America thrives.
Providing fewer commutes, more backyard offices, and crystal clear meetings. Providing less, you froze up, and more presence in your presentations. Providing a better internet experience. Providing possible.
Welcome back, guys. So while we were away, I went ahead and finished up the chicken and started the sauce that goes with this. So after you finish cooking the chicken, you're going to add a half a cup of chicken broth to your pan, along with about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. You're going to use the broth to scrape up all of those brown bits where all of that flavor is. You're going to cook it for about 2 minutes, roughly, until it has reduced by half. And then once you do that, you're going to add in a half a cup of heavy cream, a little bit of lemon juice, about a teaspoon of lemon juice, salt, pepper, and a half a cup of crumbled feta cheese. So I'm going to add that feta cheese in now. Give it a good stir. Break up any larger pieces that are in there. Very good. And so the heat will kind of soften that feta and make it very creamy and soft. After you get that mixed in, you're just going to add your chicken back. And all of that juice that's there, make sure you add that back in. Stir around to incorporate those leftover juices. All right. And then you can use your tongs to just kind of turn the chicken to coat it. Do that a couple of times. And you're going to let it rest in the pan so it can soak up all of that wonderful sauce and it'll thicken up. So while that is happening, we're going to come back to our cake. Yay, finally the cake. So you have your cake and you're going to take the end of a spoon, make sure it's like round, you could use a wooden spoon, and then you're just going to poke holes in the cake. That's going to allow that sauce that we made with the strawberry juice and the leftover strawberries to soak down in there. This is a very sticky, moist cake, so if you have cake gathering around your spoon, that's fine. It's a good way to taste test the cake and make sure it tastes good. We have the holes poked into the cake. Here I have the sauce that I made with the juice from the marinated strawberries and the gelatin. So it's really thick, and that's okay. Just give it a good stir. Spoon it out over the cake. Try to spread it out as even or get as many dollops evenly across the cake as possible. and then you're just going to spread it out so it goes down into those holes that you made with the back of or the end of the spoon. You're probably thinking, oh, this doesn't look that great yet. I promise it will. All those strawberries you chopped up, you're going to arrange them so it looks pretty here on the cake. Ooh. Okay. That's all spread out. Get a little bit of extra out of there. All right, so now we take those strawberries and we just line them up on the cake, like so, until you have the cake covered. Another great task for the kiddos. And if you don't want to be fancy, you don't have to. You can just dump them out on the cake and spread them out. Which I think that's exactly what I'm going to do here. And then of course there's going to be extra juice here with these strawberries. Once you get the strawberries out and onto the cake, you can pour that juice onto the cake as well. It's just going to soak it up like a sponge. Right. See, there we go. Pouring the rest of the juice on there, the rest of those berries. All right, very good. All right, just kind of spread those out. There we go. And then it's ready. You can top it with some whipped cream, make it fancy, do little dollops there. Let's check on our chicken right quick. Yes, it's looking good. The sauce is starting to thicken up. Then you just serve this with your salad. You could easily serve this with pasta as well, but it's just a quick, light meal for the summer, nothing too heavy. All right, well, that's it. There you have it. You have strawberry poke cake, a strawberry, spinach, walnut, and avocado salad, and quick lemony feta chicken. We'll see you next time on At the Table.